We're joined in studio by Shaquielle McKissic. Shaq, you just got your 6th year of eligibility. Huge bonus for you. Important addition for the Sun Devils to get you back next season. How nerve-wracking was that process to apply for your 6th year and then go through the waiting period?
Well, I mean, that last week before I found out that Friday it was pretty bad. It was to the point where, I was getting sick. It was just like I didn't know if I would be playing here. I didn't know where I'll be playing next year. So when I got the news, it was just like, it was the best news ever.
And you say you got the news. Tell us how you got that news. One morning you wake up.
I just woke up and I was just, just doing my everyday routine. And then I just look at my phone. I see about 30 text messages, about 30, 40 missed calls. And then I just get an update from ESPN saying that I got my year back. So I just called my mom and it was just a great feeling.
What did your mom say to you?
She was just overwhelmed. I think everybody that's close to me was pretty overwhelmed and excited.
Well, the reason you got that 6th year, you didn't exactly take the beaten path to Arizona State. Out of high school, you played at Edmonds Community College in Washington, back home, and then you took 2 years off from basketball before coming back to Edmonds Community College. How difficult was it in those 2 years to then come back and have to start again in the Edmonds program?
It was hard. I mean, initially it was just like, I didn't know where I was going to be. I just knew I wanted to play basketball. I didn't know how I was going to get back, but I just knew I was going to get there. So once I got to Edmonds Community College, once that ball started rolling, it just didn't stop. I passed the classes, I did all the schoolwork, and I had an awesome season. And, I'm excited to be here at ASU now.
Well, then you had a second standout year at Edmonds Community College. Your recruitment really started to pick up. Initially, you committed to Detroit. But then you reopen your recruitment, you decide Arizona State is the place for you. What made you pick the Sun Devil program?
Well, when I committed to Detroit, it was just kind of an uneasy feeling. I mean, not that I didn't want to go there, but it was just I wanted to explore all my options over the summer. And, there's no penalty for doing that. So once I reopened it, I talked to Coach Stan Johnson, and he was just real from the beginning. And I just felt once I took the visit, in 114-degree weather, this is the place I want to be.
Well, you come to Arizona State. You weren't exactly the most heavily recruited guy, but you did get that scholarship initially. And then the M&G game comes around, and you turn it on. Every fan wants to know, who is Shaquielle McKissic? Who's the guy throwing down dunks in the first quarter of the M&G game? What did you feel like you had to prove in that game?
I was just excited. I mean, the excitement was there. It was like the first real time I was in front of a crowd that big and in a stadium atmosphere like that. So, I just decided to go out there and have fun.
Well, and then fast forward to the middle of your season. You start off pretty well, and then you tapered off a bit. Against College of Charleston, you played 9 minutes, didn't score. Then against Miami, you didn't play. And then 5 out of your next 6 games, double-digit point totals. How did you rebound from your struggles at that point in the season? It's your first year at a Division I program. Did you just flip a switch?
Yeah, I mean, I had to reacclimate myself. Those were tough games. I went to coach's office, sat down with him, and asked him what I needed to do. He told me, and, from there on out, it was just consistency.
Well, you really turned it on in Pac-12 play. You became one of the Sun Devils' most important players, a key contributor on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. What is Pac-12 play like? Did you ever stop and pause and think, hey, a year ago, I was at Edmonds Community College playing in community college gyms, and now you're playing against Arizona, Cal, UCLA. Do you ever stop to think about that?
I mean, I think about that every day, but, during the course of the season, it's just everything is happening so fast. It's just a different style of play for my JUCO. Like, it's day and night, to be honest, but to be out there, to be on that stage, to be on TV, ESPN, it's a wonderful feeling. It's crazy.
All of a sudden, in the middle of Pac-12 play, you get hot. You go on a run. The tournament is all of a sudden within your vision, and then you guys lose a few games. How do you keep the tournament in your mind, focused? How does that impact you as you play every game with that berth on the line?
We just have to hit the reset button. And, that's just how it has to be in every sport when they're facing, something like that. But, we got in. The atmosphere was crazy. There's no experience like that. And I can't wait to go back this year.
Exactly. You talked about going back this year. You're the leading returner in this team in almost every statistical category. Points, rebounds, minutes, up and down the board. You're the guy who's going to have to carry the torch for this team. So you're saying the tournament is your goal?
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited about this year coming up. A lot of people really don't know what to expect, but we're looking past the tourney. We're trying to stay there and, enjoy ourselves a little bit.
So many new players on the roster next year, including a guy that you must be really excited to play with, center Willie Atwood. He's 6'8", coming out of Connor State, and you hosted him and kind of got that relationship going in his recruiting period. What was that relationship like for you, and how excited are you to play with Willie?
I mean, you meet him, and it's this big Goliath type of character, but then the moment you open up your mouth, it's all smiles, and he's just a great guy. You know, I can tell that he's unselfish. He wants to win. We text here and there a lot, and we're both so excited. I mean, he's a JUCO guy, I'm a JUCO guy, so we both know what it takes, and we're excited.
Has Coach Sendek talked to you about taking on that leadership role and hosting these recruits and helping out the program in that regard, even though it's just your second season with the program?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, coming from a JUCO is kind of the same thing. You meet a lot of new guys, see a lot of new faces, and you know, you just got to gel quicker than usual.
Well, the one thing, we're going to switch gears a little bit here, the one thing that every fan knows you for, we talked about it in the M&G game, is your dunk style. Getting on the fast break, you almost look like Kerry Felix from a few years ago. That's what everyone got used to, throwing it down with authority. Tell us, is there something in your basket of tricks that you haven't pulled out yet that you're looking to unleash next season?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of tricks that I feel like I'll be able to display next year with the type of tempo, with the JUCO guards that we have coming in. It's good. We're going to be real scrappy, so it's going to be a lot of highlight reels from everybody.
All right, final question for you now. Your last year of eligibility, 6th year. It's been such a journey for you. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means the world. I mean, to go from where I was to being here now, it's unexplainable. You know, I just wake up every morning, I thank God that I'm here, and I don't want the journey to stop here. I hope this is just the beginning.
Well, we certainly do too, Shaquielle. Thank you so much for joining us on set. Joined by Sun Devil forward Shaquielle McKissic. He's coming back for a 6th season of basketball, his 2nd at Arizona State. Going to be a lot to look forward to. Back to you guys at the desk.